Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Blackpool Studio. We're working on the nightstand again. We should be able to finish it up either today or tomorrow or this week. I finally found my 90-degree thing so I can take that all apart without a lot of trouble. Main thing I got to do is build a drawer and mount that in and do a little touch up on the little shelf underneath because I had a couple of spaces that I'm not real crazy about. But other than that, it'll just be some sanding, which I won't torture you with, and doing some finish on it and getting this done. So I had a little area of really punky wood, and what I did was I just squared it up with a chisel, and I've cut a little Dutchman that I'm going to stick in here. Tried to grain match as best I could. I think I'm pretty close. Let's see if I got this in the right way here. So I'm just going to take and probably need to hit this with a plane just a couple more times. That'll give it good even clamping pressure. Okay, so the glue should have set by now. I can take and clean up and squeeze out. Shouldn't be much. Now I could have totally went to the bandsaw and cut this. I just really wanted to try out this new plane to see how good it does. And folks, I haven't even touched this with a stone yet. This is just out of the box. The only thing I've done, is dialed the blade out to the thickness or the depth. And that's all I've done to it. I haven't done anything else. So I'm pretty pleased with that. Is it a perfect match? Not perfect, but it's close. I think I got a little tear out right there from something, but anyway, can you see that? You sure can't feel it. Okay, so this is kind of unconventional the way I'm gluing this up, and the reason I'm doing it this way is because the whole front is going to be the drawer front. So what I've done was I've done the back legs to the apron, and then I've got the apron down here in, and then I've put the side aprons on and glued those in to the back. And now I'm going to go ahead and glue on the front legs and clamp them down. I didn't mention this. The bottom, I'm not using dominoes. I'm just going to use pocket hole screws. I'm only going to put one on each side just to hold it. It's tight enough in here, but and the same with the top. I'm going to use pocket holes to hold it down, but I'll loosen it a little bit. So I'm cutting the very last one of these. Find my mark again. It doesn't take that long to do these. Oops. just kind of fiddly. So I've already got the miter on the inside, so I'll just back miter the other end with a chisel. Just to kind of give it a finished look. Okay, so what I've been doing is I take my glue bot, I just put 2 or 3, 4 drops of glue on there. And that's all it needs. This is probably more than it needs. But then I'll just take and put a couple of drops of super glue in here. I'll stick this up here like this. Little activator. Bob's your uncle, Betty's your aunt, and it's all trimmed out. And then I'll come back once it sits for a few minutes and I'll trim this off just ever so slightly, like that. And I'll do the ends on the legs, and that's it. I don't know if you can see that or not, but when I get done, when I get the top and everything on, I'll do an overview and show you guys the finished product. Am I the only one that does this, that seriously underestimates how long a project will take? In my mind, I should have been able to have this done in 2 days, and I'm hoping to finish it up today. But if you're new here, thanks for stopping by. If you've been here before, welcome back. Let me introduce myself. My name is Jackie. Welcome to the shop. Just wanted to jump on and say thank you for stopping by. Thanks for watching the videos. If you get value out of this, please hit the like and subscribe. We're trying to get 1,000, at least 1,000 subs this year. We're well on the way, but we need your help. Okay, so I've got this lined out. It's a little proud, not worried about that. Rough idea of the length here. I'll cut this a little proud to begin with. So what I did was I put a domino or a mortise right here, ground that down to a domino shape, and then I've got this piece here that'll be the drawer catch. So all I have to do now is screw this back in and put a little glue on that. I think I will thin this down lengthwise, just because it sits a little proud. I don't really think it'll be an issue, but I'd rather it be flush just in case. But I really don't think it's necessary. But I'll just take this, mark it, and I'll transfer that all the way down, and I'll just hit it on the belt sander real quick. Okay, so I hit it on the belt sander, and then I planed it down just a hair just to smooth everything up. And it fits pretty good. It's still a little bit proud, but I'm not going to get bent out of shape over that. So let's get this piece screwed back in again. Yep. Okay, so this should go right up here in this mortise. All right, so as you see, got a nice mortise there that sits in there. I'll put a little glue back there and a little glue right there. Bob's your uncle. And there you have it. I'm just sorry. Now let's see how we did with our measuring. I went about a 1/16 over what I had measured. And I think that's going to work beautiful. Got a 1/4" brass setup bar here that I'm going to use to set my blade depth. I think I'm going to go I think I'll go a 1/2 inch from the bottom. And I've mentioned these before, and I'll mention them again. I'm sure I'll keep mentioning them. If you don't have these setup blocks, you're missing out. I've got a couple of different styles, but I really like these brass ones. Because it's that easy. I'm set up at a 1/2 inch from the bottom of my material and a 1/4 inch in. 8 3/16, 1/4, 3/8, 1/2 inch. So I'm gonna have to run this through one more time. Let's see, so I'm going to move my fence back that way about 1/8 of an inch. So I'll use my 1/2 inch and my 1/8 inch. And I'll do it like this, with the 1/2 inch, 1/8 inch. And that should get me pretty close. I'll let that cure for a little bit. I just realized I don't even have my microphone hooked up here. I just realized I didn't have my mic plugged into the camera, so got the dominoes trimmed down, the drawers and clamps. Next I need to, after this comes out of clamps, I've got the face of the drawer. All right guys, another lesson learned. Got to pay attention to your order of operations. So I put these blocks in here, not thinking about the fact that I got to get to these pocket holes to screw the lid on, or the top. Oops. Ooh, she's a heavy one. The final is assembled. A little drawer. I've got a thing in here I need to flip down, but it'll keep the drawer from coming out. Just a quick note before I start sanding. This is a Cubitron from 3M. Stumpy Nub's done a bit on it here. He's done it a couple times, and I've given it a try. These last really a long time. There's also, I don't know, these may be, I don't know who does these red ones, but they're like a mesh too, kind of the same thing. I really like them. They last for a very long time. They don't get clogged up as bad. I've been using this same red one the whole project, and it's still got plenty of bite on it. I'm just gonna change over to this because it's a 180, and I think that was 120. Okay guys, it's time for the money shot. I've got some medium walnut Danish oil I'm going to put on here. I may go ahead and put some of the hard wax on top of this, just because it will cure hard. This will too, but just not as hard, I don't think. Oops, I don't like the way this pours because it makes a damn mess. So drizzle a little of this on here. Mainly want it on the top just in case something gets spilled on it. We don't normally eat or drink in the bedroom, but you never can tell. Okay, is it perfect? No. I made several mistakes on it. Some of them are visible, some of them I was pretty good about hiding. There's a patch right here where I don't know if you can see that or not. Tried to grain match it, and I've done pretty good on that. There's some other patches that didn't really match up. Oh, I didn't even get anything on that. See that? I missed that whole edge. I'll have to do another coat of stuff. I ended up having to put trim, see if you can see that. I'll trim on these corners because it wasn't quite as tight as I wanted, but I think it still looks okay. What do you guys think? I will note that this hardware is a cast iron knob. Menards had these on clearance here a while back, and we bought a bunch of them. Got to pull this thing down so the drawer don't come out. Now the drawer's captured. Other than that, I'm pretty pleased. Like I said, I'm never 100% happy with any of the things I make, but each time I make something, I try to do a little something different, learn a new technique. This, I believe, is the first drawer I've ever done, and I learned a couple things. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed building it. Again, please like and subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, just takes a second to click that little subscribe button. We're trying to get to 1,000 subs this year. We are closing in on 700 very quickly, so help a brother out and hit that button. Hope you have a good week. I'm going to call this one done and in the books. We'll see you next time.